What's up, racers? Here we are once again on low fuel motorsport, this time with the Mx5 Cup for a very intense and competitive racing, sharing the track with some fellow community racers and always trying to give our best. I gotta say, I've never had such a good race on Mx5 like this one before. There was some strategy involved, a lot of fair and fun battling, and I'm really happy with the end result. And as always, I hope you all enjoy. And here we are, lights go out, immediately having pressure from Ivan behind. Thankfully he decided to back out a little bit. Dangerous maneuver. Going through the outside here on the first corner, managing a better exit speed than Oskar. I thought he was going to fight for the Yohoj corner, but he actually backed out. I eventually thanked him with a flashlight, but yeah, it helped a lot. Actually helped him too, because he will ended up having the slipstream through the straight, so it was good for both of us. He went for the outside here on the straight, but again he backed out, which I thought I was squishing him too hard, but ended up being just him like being cautious, and that's good. Like first laps, never the best lap to go that much aggressive. Eventually, because he will ended up being stuck in traffic. So, okay, settling down in first place. The idea here is just to create a gap. I know that I kind of have the pace, but I'm too inconsistent on Spa. That's a problem of mine. I'm too inconsistent on this track. You will see that I make a lot of mistakes, especially being under pressure. But yeah, that's the idea. Just to create a gap, because slipstream is a major effect on Spa. Like if you are on someone's slipstream and you have similar pace, that guy will catch you. It's just a matter of time. So that's the idea, just to pull off the back and build as much as a gap as possible. So skipping ahead to lap 3 now, we can see that I managed to build a kinda comfortable gap between me and Oskar, like 0.7, 0.8. It's a good gap to be in. I managed to maintain that gap for the moment, but we can see that Toni there, he already managed to get P3. Toni is a very quick driver. Apparently he was, or he is, he still is, a ACC driver, and the skill of the ACC drivers are just out of this world. So I was expecting him to be close to us, but you guys will see what happened. And now trying to maintain that gap, going for the second sector of the track. .7, 0.5 on turn in, back to 0.7, 0.8 on exit. But here I managed to make a fatal mistake, unfortunately. Just that clip on the gravel made me lose 0.3, and by now Oskar is already on my slipstream range. And that made things complicated for the race. like 0.2, 0.3, he will be a threat through the third sector. And as I saw that I wasn't going to like pull away from the pack, I realized that Toni was gaining a lot of time on us, and I started to think on some sort of strategy where defending was the priority. I was have to defend for my life because I knew that for now Oskar will be a threat through the entire race. Here I'm trying to defend, going semi-defensive. He gets to the inside, but I think he backs out a little, just trying not to crash. But yeah, so that was kind of my strategy. I would have to defend as much as possible, trying to keep my pace, trying to keep my place too, and it was a matter of time for Toni to get to us. So my thought was, let me just defend, keep my position, and intentionally slow down me and Oskar. So when Toni gets to us, he gets Oskar first, and hopefully they started battling. Here I made a little bit of a mistake on your hold. Shouldn't have went like for the curve on the left, not that much. Here Oskar goes for the overtake. I think he's aware too of Toni. He goes for the overtake. I catch up his side slipstream, manage to keep just the nip of the car there, go for the inside and keep the place, following the strategy. But yeah, he keeps close. I think he goes for a fakie here, like just to make him look at the rearview mirror, and it actually worked a little because I really lost my braking point a little bit there. Thankfully it didn't lose that much of a time. And yeah, almost getting into the grass again, just showing that I was pushing a lot. Here Oskar and Toni were getting a lot of time on me. I don't know, I'm doing this corner wrong in some way. I have to study the track better. Here I made a little bit of a mistake, going third gear way too late there, managed to unsettle the rear of my car, lost time again. I was just feeling the pressure, man, that's just the pressure. So again, Oskar is a threat for the third sector, and Toni is approaching, which will be very interesting for the last moments of the race. Here trying to keep the inside, trying to keep him out of my slipstream range, going semi-defensive so he cannot read that well my movements. Here he goes for the outside, sorry. He had like half car on me. He brakes a lot later. Here, if he was side by side with me, I would have collected him, unfortunately. But thankfully he was just on the outside behind me. So yeah, we managed to keep the first place again. Going for the first corner through the fifth time. And here, like, because of that chicane at the end, Toni is already 1.4, close ones 1.3. Once again, side by side to the main straight. Oskar going way more aggressive for his overtake this time on the right-handed. I quite like that because I didn't have much space to go. I had to keep the outside since he was there, and thankfully I managed to keep the space and the speed. Therefore P1 was still mine, and again 0.9 between us and Toni. Here I started accelerating way too early without the apex and clipped the outside a little bit. Thankfully didn't lose that much time. Got a good exit for the last corners. And there he is. Toni is already there, like already there. He's already on Oskar's slipstream range. And this, oh, okay. Here again, we enter the third sector with now two threats, Oskar and Toni. And Oskar is honestly too close, like very, very close. I tried to go semi-defensive on the track. If I was open or closed, I think he will have overtaken me. But since I was in the middle of the track, it will cost him too much time to choose a path. So yeah, he bump drafted me, which helps a lot. But he went for the overtake here to the outside. And this time, again, he braked a lot later, which was nice aggressiveness. He kept on the inside, and I managed to have more exit speed on the outside. But because of this, Oskar ended up being overtaken, losing too much time, ended up being overtaken by Toni. And now is where my strategy goes to the toilet, because I was really expecting for Oskar and Toni to battle, but right now Toni with his pace is already way faster than Oskar, so I think no. But ended up being I think they bump draft each other to try to catch up to me. Yeah, they were bump drafting each other and they catch a lot of time. Very smart move from Oskar. And there we go. 0.5 is the difference. Almost inside my slipstream range. Trying to build a gap again. But Toni and Oskar together will be a major threat. Again, I'm losing too much time on this corner. Too much time. I was 0.6, now 0.4. That's way too much of a time loss. Now for the third sector of lap 6, Toni is well inside my slipstream range, which will make things difficult. Yeah, here was some good thinking by Toni. He went for the bump draft. I appreciate him there. I don't know exactly what he was thinking, but I think that he was trying to go for the overtake on the main straight. Since that if he went for the overtake on the third sector, I will probably have my position back on the first sector of the next lap. So here we are through the first corner on the 7th lap. Now he can go for it, and 0.4 of a gap is already on my slipstream range. He will be door to door to us on the straight. Trying to catch as much as speed as possible through a Rouge. Oh, it wasn't on this lap. I think he backed out a little bit. I was afraid of him going for the going for the bump drafting there, like 50 meters from the corner. We have pretty close thing here. The famous balls of steel to go that close. But yeah, here we keep going. Trying to minimize mistakes, trying to, despite being on pressure, which is not a thing that I'm comfortable with, unfortunately. Here you see, look at the amount of time loss. I need to practice this track with this car more. Here I managed to keep the inside for the next corner. Very close together. He was very respectful here. If he was a little bit more aggressive, he will definitely punt me off. But I can see we have some experience with Toni. He seems to be a very experienced driver. Now for the third sector. He is well inside of slipstream range, but not as close to go for a definitive move, I think. I think we go side by side here, but it's not enough. Not enough momentum for him. I managed to keep the first place. He tries to get a better exit, but I think that I managed to build more speed through the chicane, even being on the inside. Good exit through the turn one. Stretching a little bit from him, but this is actually not that good because it will give him a good slingshot on the main straight. And I think I lost too much speed on the Arrojo. And now we go side by side. I managed to keep the inside, but now we go side by side, and he goes for a very nice attacking move, keeping me from going through the outside. We have a contact a little bit there, but very nice racecraft from Toni. I go for the inside, managed to keep the outside with more speed, still on the inside, and thankfully I was pretty much shaking at the moment, having to defend here too because he was really close, locking him on the inside, keeping my speed. And look at the proximity, man. This is the last lap, by the way, the last lap. And look at this proximity. Like, he is really comfortable being that close and fighting that close. That's very nice. That's not something you often see happening. Look at the proximity. Here I go defensive again. He kind of keeps the outside. He doesn't go for a attack there. I think he's like trying to keep it to, I think he's trying to keep the position for the third sector so he can have my slipstream and slingshot pass by. Here he is very close. 0.2 is more than enough of a gap. So I'm just praying here, going semi-defensive again, trying to make him go to the outside and go through the long way through the corner. He loses a little bit of momentum there, but he managed to keep the speed, goes for the inside, and now I just think I need to go for the switcheroo. He overtakes me through the inside. I managed a better exit speed, but unfortunately he was there. Unfortunately he was there. Not that nice of a move, honestly, but I don't care, honestly. The race was amazing, and it was pretty damn nice to have this type of battle on the Mx5. Just by commentating on this, I'm excited. And yeah, that was the race, and here goes Spider Monkey like crazy. that was the race, guys. Thank you very much for watching, and I see you guys in the next one.